Hi guys, it's Mrs. Seitz. Today you're going to be working on writing equations using a slope and a point. So up until today, you guys have been writing equations where you had a slope and a y-intercept given to you. Today you're still going to have the slope given to you, but you're not going to have the y-intercept necessarily. You're going to have a different point given to you, but you still need to be able to come up with the equation of the line. So we're going to first start off with something that we actually already know, how to actually plot a point and how to count using slope to help us to come up with that equation. So I'm going to show you how to do it that way, and then I'm going to show you how to do it when you don't have a graph. So let's say we're given the point negative 6, 1. So let's plot that on our graph. So on the x-axis, let's go over to negative 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's negative 6. And we're going to go up to positive 1 on the y-axis, okay, and we're going to make a point. All right, so now we're going to use our slope, remember the steepness of our line, and we're going to count the rise is up 2, and the run is going to be to the right 3. So I'm going to do that right now with a different color. So I'm going to count up 2, and then to the right 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to put my point there. All right, I didn't get onto the y-axis yet, and that's actually what I'm trying to accomplish right now, because for you to be able to write an equation, you have to have a slope and you have to have a y-intercept. So we don't have any point yet on this y-axis, so I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go up 2, and then I'm going to go to the right 1, 2, 3, and boom, I got what I wanted. I got my y-intercept, okay? So I'm going to draw a line through all of those points. Okay, but I'm going to take a look and I'm going to concentrate on what's that value that is on the y-axis right now, because that's my y-intercept. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my y-intercept is 5. So the two important values in this problem was my slope was 2/3 and my y-intercept was 5. So just like before, you guys are going to put your slope in front of x, and you're going to put your y-intercept behind it. So the y-intercept we found to be 5. So that's what the process would be if you guys had a graph to work this out on. So what you would do is substitute the slope, our variable m, and the point is what we did. Okay, that's what we did when we had a graph, okay? But this is what we would be doing if we did not have a graph, okay? If we don't have a graph, I'm going to do the same problem all over again, but I'm going to be using this equation y equals mx plus b to help me out. So I'm going to be substituting the slope m and that point that I originally had, that negative 6, 1, into the equation y equals mx plus b. Then I'm going to be solving for b to find my y-intercept. I still am going to come up with the same exact answer as I did from that previous problem, but I'm going to show you how to do it without the graph. So again, this is the same problem that we had from the first example, except I don't have a graph to count my rise and my run. So here's the directions. We write down slope-intercept form equation. So y equals mx plus b. Okay, my slope is 2/3, so I'm going to plug that in for m. Okay, the point that I have is negative 6, 1, so I'm going to plug in negative 6 in for x. And I'm going to put parentheses around it to protect it, and I'd like you guys to do the same. And I'm going to put a 1 in for y. I'm going to rewrite my equal sign, I'm going to write my plus sign, and I'm going to write my b. All right, now remember, our goal right now is we're going to be solving for b to get our y-intercept. So right now, I'm going to do the multiplication step right now. So I'm going to do 2/3 times negative 6. So I know 2/3 times negative 6, and I can do this right on my calculator, is going to give me negative 4. and I'm going to rewrite the rest. So I'm going to write my plus b, my equal sign, and my 1. All right, I want to get b all by itself, so how do I get rid of a minus 4? I add 4 to both sides. So I get my 5, I get my b. All right, so my y-intercept is 5, so that means my final answer should be exactly the same as what it was before. I have my slope, which is 2/3. I always put that in front of my x, plus, and then I found my y-intercept. I found my y-intercept to be 5. Okay, so the correct answer is y equals 2/3 x plus 5. You can check your answer to see if it's right. Some of you guys know how to use a table button on your calculator, but you can check it too by doing 2/3 times -6, adding 5 to it, and the result would be 1. Okay, so we're going to practice this now another time to make sure you have this under control before you try a couple out on your own. So again, we don't have a graph, so we're going to use y equals mx plus b. We're going to substitute in our slope. This time our slope is -4/3. So I'm going to plug that in for m. Okay, the x value is 3. And the y value is -6. I'm going to solve for b. Okay, so -4/3 times 3 is going to give me -4. And I'm going to rewrite the rest. Plus b equals -6. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that -4 by adding 4 to both sides. So when I add 4 to both sides, -6 plus 4, that's going to give me -2, and that's going to give me my y-intercept. All right, so now I have the two pieces of information that I need to write an equation in slope-intercept form. I have the slope, which was given to me, which is -4/3. Put the x, put the plus sign, and then you found the y-intercept, which is -2. And again, you can check your answer by either using the table feature on your calculator, or you can plug in a 3 here. -4/3 times 3 is -4. -4 plus -2 does give you your y value, which is -6. Okay, so right now I'm going to have you guys try out these 3 problems, and you're going to be typing your answers into Edpuzzle to see if you came up with the correct answers. All right, let's see if you guys got the right answers. So again, plug it into y equals mx plus b. Okay, so the slope on this one, -4. The x is 1. The y is 2. Okay, we're solving for the y-intercept. So -4 times 1 is -4. We're going to add 4 to both sides. So 2 and 4 give you 6. So your equation would be y equals, our slope was -4, x plus 6. So the correct answer for question number 1 is y equals -4x plus 6. All right, let's do the same thing for question number 2. So again, we're plugging into y equals mx plus b. So the slope is 1. The x value is 7. The y value is 0. So 1 times 7 is 7. I'm solving for b, so I'm going to subtract both sides by 7. 0 minus 7 is -7. So the y-intercept is -7. So the equation will be y equals, see my slope is 1, so 1x minus 7 would be the correct answer, or y equals x minus 7 would be the correct answer for question number 2. All right, and for question number 3, same process, y equals mx plus b. The The slope is -3/4. The x value is -8. The y value is -5. Your job is to solve for b. So -3/4 times -8 is +6. And I'm rewriting everything else. I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides to get b by itself. -5 minus 6 is going to give me -11 for my answer for my y-intercept. So my equation is going to be y equals -3/4 x minus 11. And again, every single one of these, you can use the table feature on your calculator to double check to make sure that you have the right answer, or you can simply plug your point in to make sure that that would pop up whenever you plug your x value in to get that same matching y value. Again, the process is you're writing down the equation for slope-intercept form, you write in the slope, you write in the x value, and then the y value. You solve for the y-intercept, and then you finally put the slope in front of the x, and you put your remaining y-intercept value behind it. That would be your process, guys, if you did not have a graph to calculate the y-intercept and for something in slope-intercept form.